Okay, so we have Harrison back from his first Premier Stage race at the Tour Down Under, riding as a full-time pro for Cofidis, and we just want to ask you a few questions. Firstly, what was your role in the race?
Yeah, I was there as a teammate for Brian Cockard, who was there for the sprints, and then Victor, who was there for the general classification. So yeah, with Victor we had a good chance of trying to win the GC, and with Brian it was for the stage wins. In the end, Brian came top 10 on GC and won a stage, so that was nice. Sadly, Victor lost time on one of the stages in the crosswinds, so that was a bit of a downer. But it was really nice to be a good teammate and to be part of a stage win as well. It was pretty good. Definitely.
Cool. What's it like in the team car or the bus before a race, and what sort of things would your DS say before the day's stage in laying out what you've got to do, again helping your teammates and you supporting them along the course of the stage?
Yeah, sort of we would just go through the stage, through if there was important parts or stuff like that, normally where the sprints are, or if there's wind and the KOMs and stuff like that, and then talk a little bit about the finish. So if there was something to be, a certain point that was going to be tricky in the finish, they would talk about that. For me, it was a little bit less talking about the sprints, because obviously I wasn't involved as much in the lead out. So for me, it was more about, just where we needed to be in good position and things like that, so that I could then try and help the guys as much as possible.
Perfect. And what sort of speeds do you reach on the descents and finishes? People are always going to be interested in that because they want to know how fast a professional rider's going.
Yeah, quite quick normally, probably like 60 k an hour plus, I'd say, on the sprint finishes, and then on downhills I think I hit 90 odd k an hour a few times, so yeah, not too quick.
And what was on any one of the stages really, what was the most intense part of a stage for you, again supporting the team or for you personally?
I think like in terms of like actual sort of like concentration, it'd be like the build up to the sprints or like important parts to be in position. That's when everybody wants to be at the front and everybody's nervous and everybody's fighting for every wheel basically. So it's quite, not dangerous, but it's always a bit, just chaotic. And then like most intense in terms of actual effort was probably when Victor sadly punctured and we had to get him back on. That was quite a nasty chase just at the end of the race, and that definitely hurt the legs.
And what's the biggest difference riding a race like the Tour Down Under from races that you've done before?
I think just like the level in depth is that there's 100 plus guys who have got such a high level, and everybody's there and everybody knows what they need to do and everybody's been given a job, so it just means it's just even harder to do it. Whereas before maybe there's like 40 guys with a good level and the rest were just not making up the numbers but just didn't have the level to be really competitive, whereas now everybody has the level to be competitive, so it just makes racing harder and faster and more aggressive and exciting, I guess. So it's not too bad.
Okay, so clearly you're on social media, Twitter, Instagram and some Facebook. Obviously we've seen the pictures. In the back of the car with your teammates, what was the joke?
Yeah, it was the day after my crash. I had a black eye, so we were doing a Rocky impression. So I said I was Rocky and he was Ivan Drago, so obviously knocked him out, so that was all right.
Excellent. And what were you talking to Chris Froome about?
Yeah, just about racing. Obviously I'd had the crash that day, so he just was asking how I was, and I was riding up Corkscrew with him and the crowds were all out cheering his name and everything, so that was quite cool. So yeah, just a general chat about racing and how I was, so it was quite nice.
Obviously this is your first year as a pro with Cofidis. Lots of people follow you, whether it's locally or afar, and just being a pro rider, your training, do you have a team coach, and what is the training level like compared to before you joined Cofidis?
Yeah, so we've got team coaches. So I'm coached by Vincent Terrier, who's a part of the Cofidis. So there's three coaches in the performance team. So each one of them coaches different riders, and then they have like a weekly review and always in contact with each other about different riders, and then also with the directors and everything and the doctors. So it all is in-house and run like that, so that's good. And in terms of training, it's just more hours on the bike, more endurance-based stuff, and just generally harder up another level, but I seem to be coping with it quite well at the moment, so that's good.
And again, for a lot of people, because they get excited by it, and obviously the season's kicking off with a lot of races in the Far East and stuff, and with you doing the Tour Down Under, tell us about your bike and kit.
Yeah, so we're sponsored by Look this year, Look Bikes. That's their new prototype bike at the moment, which should be releasing at the end of the year. So that's really cool. And then we've got Corima wheels, which are really nice, tubulars as well with Michelin tyres, that's good. And then Shimano Di2 12-speed, so that's new and yeah, really nice to have. Last year the team were on Campagnolo, so it's quite a big change to Shimano, but yeah, I really like it. And then we've got Ecoy helmets, and I personally am with from the guys here at Bay Cycles, got my Bontrager XXX shoes, which I've had now for like, yeah, probably the last sort of 5-6 years, the same sort of shoes. And yeah, really like them and really comfortable and yeah, everything I can ask for.
And what's it like being in the team?
Yeah, it's really good. It's strange when you're watching guys that I've watched on the telly that you're then racing with and your teammates with, and they're asking how you are and you're getting them bead-ons. It's quite not surreal, but it's a bit like that. But it's now like the job for me, I guess. So it's the dream that I've always had. So it's nice to finally be, there and able to achieve it basically.
Okay, thanks Harrison for coming along, for doing that, much appreciated, and good luck with your season ahead of you. I think you're off to the Tour of Oman, you've got Strada Bianchi, and to say good luck from us all here and everybody that supports you locally and afar.
Thank you very much.
Perfect. Woo.